It only takes one bad break. One broken promise. One missed opportunity. One turned head to keep a child in the cycle of poverty. The reality for some children is unthinkable. But for some, it's true. Scarcity, loss, pain, and sadness, or the simple lack of opportunity. It only takes one person who is needed. One person who is in need. This is the powerful relationship that Whiz Kids is built upon. One caring person who won't turn away, forever changing the life of a child. This is the story of one such child and the mentor that changed her life. This is Sharay's story.
The Lord blessed me with an early retirement, and I prayed that the Lord would lead me into some kind of service to help others. He crossed the path of our church with the Whiz Kids mentoring program. I was placed with a shy, beautiful little girl with a big smile. And from the first time that I met Sharay, we fell in love with each other. I'm a hugger and love to talk and teach kids. I've mostly been around boys though, and it was very exciting to have a girl to hang out with.
When I first met Marcina, I just fell in love with her. I loved her. She was like my hero and everything.
She was special because of her attitude. She chose to be happy when really all the circumstances around her weren't good.
They'd have parties and they'd drink and do drugs and smoke marijuana, and there'd be different people sleeping in places. Some on the bed and then some in the where I slept, so I just went in a closet, slept there. That night, me and Matthew went to the shelter. We went to different foster homes. We were never together, and then Angela and John took me.
Later I found out that her uncle was against the aunt taking the little girl because of the aunt's mental and physical state. I thought, man, this is a sad situation. Each one of them just kind of lived in their own little world, you know, John in his world and Angela in her world and Sharay in her world. And I worried about how Sharay, you know, how that could become a home, you know, as Sharay grew up. I kind of worried about, you know, them becoming a better family. And I did a lot of praying about that. He worked for the railroad and he worked a lot of long hours, and but you could tell he really loved Sharay. He really cared about her, and he had a big heart. I know that.
John was my hero because he looked after me. He helped me with my homework. He fed me right. He just was all around my hero.
I felt like the Lord was really starting to work in their lives. They seemed to be becoming more of a family. This Easter weekend, they went and all got all new clothes. Even John got a new shirt and some pants and shoes, and and Sharay and Angela, and they were all going to go to this church that Sharay and her aunt went to sometimes. I was just saying, oh Lord, you are just so awesome that you're changing this family. And John had started, hugging Sharay more and more, and Sharay was just, it was just it was a miracle as far as I was concerned. I called Angela, and she just cried and cried and cried, and she said, John is dead.
And I just went, you're playing, you don't mean that. And then she's like, yes, he died. And then I just started crying. It was really bad.
It was just like this big dream just died.
It hurt me because he was the only person that really cared for me at that moment.
Then Angela, she started drinking and taking prescription drugs and drinking with them, and she wasn't taking care of Sharay.
She never wanted out of the house. She just wanted to sit there and just drink.
And Sharay, she was really down and depressed. She always looked real cute when she came, and she started coming, and her clothes weren't matched up, and her hair hadn't been combed, and it was just horrible.
I was by myself. I was feeding myself, dressing myself, and walking down to the bus stop every morning by myself without her even up. She just sat around the house and drank and cried.
Angela, she became more and more despondent. She started drinking more, and I could tell when she would call me that she was drunk.
Her bottles of vodka and orange juice just everywhere.
I could tell that she was getting mean towards Sharay, almost to a hatred, because she would say, she doesn't even cry. She's never even cried once about John being dead.
She'd just get mad at me, and she'd grab me by the hair and just drag me and then hit me and stuff.
She finally asked me one time, would I take Sharay, would I adopt her? And I said, well, Angela, maybe if I could find Sharay a godly home, would you go for that? Would you let Sharay do that? And so she said, yeah, she would. Our church was really praying hard that somebody would step up to adopt Sharay so Sharay could have a home. And
we're very strong in our religious beliefs, and that was probably the first time in my life that I knew that God was talking to me, and He was saying, you've got to do something.
I said, why is it that you are so sure? And he kept saying, I know we're going to get her. And I kept saying, well, how do you know you're going to get her? He said, I just know. God was good. They adopted her.
And May 22nd was our finalization for our adoption. So May 22nd of 2006, we became new parents.
Now she's in a great home, just an awesome home with 2 brothers and a wonderful mom and dad.
Through Whiz Kids and through the way God worked through this program, I know that we are meant to do things
greater than us.
Greater than us, that's right.
God did have His hand on her life, and she's going to make a difference in the world. Thanks to Whiz Kids.
First of all, I'd like to thank God for helping Marcino, help me find a new family. I have all these things to look forward to. First of all, playing basketball and going to college. It's because of people like you that are in programs like Whiz Kids that help kids like me get a second chance.
It only takes one person, one day at a time, to make all the difference in the life of a child. Whiz Kids is the way for people like you to find the children who need you. And through you, that is the power of one. That is the power of you.